Hey guys, I'm RozaldVaneGAME and welcome back to another episode of the Invincible. Last episode we found the teleprobe in the last episode. We delivered technically all three scientists onto the lander, which is the sort of pod that sends them back into the Dragonfly, which is the spaceship, and unfortunately the lander went back without my character Yasna and Dr. Gorsky, which is the last scientist that is left behind here at on this planet of Regis III. So that's essentially where we're at in terms of the episode. We're following after Gorsky based on the data that we have about what happened to Gorsky before he was gone altogether. But yeah, this is going to be a little recap here with the comic book strips. Moved by Merritt's death, Yasna decides to return her friend's body to the lander, which I assumed that was an option that would have been missed if I had not done it, I guess. Yasna restarts the Commonwealth's probe, which from now on accompanies her in further journey. She also decides to give the device a new name, which is Wall-E. I mean, this is in reference to Wall-E, which I wanted to kind of use. The lander returns to the Dragonfly with Artie, which is the one, which is what I talked about at the start here. Oh, it went back with the robot. Okay, Artie and secured crew members on board. Okay, so the robot went with it. Okay, so I'm literally just gonna be stuck with the teleprobe here. But yeah, we're kind of making our way through this area. Let me see the map again. This little area here. I have no clue if there's more to this map, but we're making it through. There's like some hot spring like looking areas with lava pouring into water somewhere around here, like a little small little lake looking area. I think it's down here somewhere, but right there, you see that little redness there? I think you guys can probably see it, but yeah, that's the thing that has the lava pouring into hot water, which is really cool, but I don't know if we're missing it. I really don't like the fact that this game isn't letting me explore, but kind of force you in those positions of exploring that path you took. I mean, to me, I feel like if this is kind of like more open, I think it would have been more nicer a little bit, or at least like less veiny looking kind of thing, you know? Excuse me?
Oh. We have a problem.
Something serious?
I already mentioned the faulty machines, right? Well, the route determined by the algorithm goes over a chasm.
I can repeat the command.
No. I'll go around.
Unfortunately, this is an outdated model. Such mistakes are inevitable. But the perception module itself has already been greatly improved. Its accuracy increases exponentially.
Exponentially? Can you imagine us, proteinaceous creatures, developing so quickly, sir?
No, not in the course of evolution. You can't perfect a person like that.
That's right, you can't. We wait thousands of years for visible changes.
Oh, have you started to fear for your position?
Maybe. Oh, it goes into a real discussion.
Well, everything indicates that the clear distinction between humans and robots will soon disappear.
And then what?
Maybe. I mean, that's the common theory, is robots start creating robots. I mean, sure, capabilities of humanity will increase, but that could potentially upend or uproot our sort of like... Machines technically will never get rights, but I can talk more about that after this.
We won't be limited by our own abilities. Robots will excel in areas where we either cannot or do not want to surpass them. To put it bluntly, they will do the dirty work for us.
And we'll just sit in the warm privacy of a laboratory? Send them to the other side of the universe?
Yeah.
That's one example.
Well, I don't know.
Shh. Astrogator, can you hear that?
What am I supposed to be hearing?
That's the point. Nothing. Silence.
What?
We're talking about robots, and Dr. Gorsky still hasn't spoken on the channel.
Well, I don't know. He must be a long way from here.
I really feel sad that I can't explore the little lake down there with the hot lava and stuff. I did take a shortcut to get around to the area, but that's kind of the sad part of it, is like I wanted to explore the other spots too. I hate this so much. Ugh. I mean, in terms of level design, in terms of like the level design being like very linear or very like in your path only one way kind of work, it works. But I think that for something like, in terms of like, oh, what is this?
I confirm. It's the fourth one. I see our flag.
Okay, that's quite interesting. That's all the way up there. So that means I have to climb all the way up to the top there, maybe? Potentially? Ugh. Okay, we'll see. I mean, the point of this area seems to, like, revolves around that one lake with the lava pouring in, maybe, for me. Because, like, that's my monument, or my... Not my monument, but, like... Wow, there's actual, like, geysers down here, too. Jeez. That's nice. That's my recognition of point of interest. Will help me kind of revolve around it. Ooh. Some really cool scenery here. Gotta take a picture, as I always do. Don't want the robot in the shot or anything. Alright. Yeah, I'd like to take some screenshots, so excuse my screenshotting as I keep on screenshotting. I would also mention that if anybody ever finds out what my screenshots looks like in any other games, which technically is public, I do technically put them out after I'm done with games rather than during games. So if somebody just randomly is like,
Dr. Gorsky, are you here somewhere?
oh, random. So if anybody would randomly stumble upon them on Steam, it would be after my game is done, so after I finish the game, so yeah. I don't see the guy anywhere. Don't know why the teleport was just sitting there. Almost like it's found it, but it found the guy, but it's like, no. This area does have a different color.
These bushes are kind of weird.
You better stay away, Doctor. I'd like a brief description. Just keep a distance.
Allow me to use the language I would use to describe living forms, sir.
Of course.
So they look like pituitary, brush-like formations.
And... okay. I'm like, can you explain in simpler terms for me as a player? Oh.
They're high, more or less. From 1 to several meters.
Whoa. Some of them are not like the ones over here. Like this one has like some stems coming out.
They grow out of cracks in the bare rock.
I saw something optional there.
They can be singular, though in some locations they create a uniform thicket that covers the walls of the ravine in a rusty brush-like layer. That's how it looks, to put it briefly.
Would you also venture to guess their significance? Some function, purpose?
Energy, maybe?
Staying on the topic of biological analogies, which in itself is already a major scientific distortion.
Yes, I understand. These are not real plants.
But if they were plants, those protruding parts climbing up, they would serve to obtain energy, mainly solar.
So, almost plant-like, but not really plant-like. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna be looping around, and then we'll probably find out an entry into wherever the location is, maybe? Because judging from the map, from the 2D map we're seeing...
Astrogator, Gorsky's not here. I'm afraid he continued to explore. And if he went where I think he did, he might have lost contact with the camp as well as Dragonfly.
So we will most likely lose contact too.
Yep.
Possibly. Well, there's only one way to be certain. It's your decision, sir.
Please continue your search. We have to find him.
You may lose another crew member.
If you think so. Turn back now.
No, I won't. I can't leave him. It's just... I'm concerned.
It's understandable. Only a fool wouldn't have concerns.
A fool wouldn't have concerns. I mean, that's true. Yeah, because you're too blissfully thinking that, oh, like everything is fine anyways. Like nothing is ever fine unless you do something like right, I guess. Alright, I'm sorry if I'm silent, I'm just trying to... I think maybe that sort of feeling of, geez, there's a lot of these plants here.
The line's breaking up, but I understood. I'll let you know, sir, when I come out of the tunnel.
Oh god, there's a lot of... I see why there's a lot of staticky stuff, is because these plants are getting in the way of everything. Teleprobe, why are you here? You should not be here, man. What? Memory. Whoa. Oh, this is the memory of landing. Okay.
24,000. Speed 250. Very smoothly, Hopper.
Well, she said that she crash landed rather than landed normal.
12,000. Throttle down. 30 seconds till touchdown. Everything's looking good. Over?
Roger that.
Altitude 5,000. Ignition 10%. I record data dropout, but otherwise still looking good. Entering final descent.
Copy. Entering final.
Oh, okay, we didn't crash land, we just landed normal.
Hopper has landed. I repeat, Hopper has landed. Astrogator, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Any side effects? Landing wasn't too hard on you?
No.
All good. Spine still in one piece. No signs of overstrain. Not even shortness of breath.
Perfect. Hopefully the hike to camp goes just as smoothly.
So maybe she might have been hit or attacked by something, and that's why she got knocked out the way she did in the area, maybe? Potentially? Because she didn't crash
I'm
land
going
here,
outside.
so...
Visibility?
100%. The dust has already settled.
Man, this thing is steaming. Look at all that steam. Hot iron. So we get to explore other parts of the planet while exploring the planet in a different area, I guess. I'm guessing the reason why they did this is to make sure that the player can... Yeah, because they don't have a greater purpose of transitioning the player through wider spaces, so they were like, okay, rewind time. Check out the stuff you lost memory-wise, or whatever.
I've located the second lander. Our people are still on this planet.
Ah, very good. I was afraid they might try to fly off, which wouldn't be the best idea given the loss of communication with Dragonfly.
Sir, something's wrong.
What is it?
The hatch is half open. Did they report hydraulics failure?
How should I know? You were the last person in contact with the crew doctor.
Right.
Okay.
I'm inside.
That's
And how is it?
not good.
Even if they wanted to, they couldn't go back to Dragonfly. Their lander looks damaged, to put it mildly. Or more accurately, it seems like a storm has passed through it.
Understood. I mean, I don't understand how it happened. But that means...
Hopper is the only vehicle that can take us home. Affirmative.
Right. Well, then we can't afford another mistake. I'm taking the lander into orbit. I'll send it directly to the camp as soon as we find a suitable landing zone.
Alright. So that's what that is. I guess we'll manage.
We've gotten out of worse than this. Equipment breaks from time to time, that's normal. But now,
Go ahead. What's bothering you?
this lack of communication, it takes too long. Especially considering there's a cyberneticist amongst them.
Yes. It worries me too.
So I'm looking at the map again because I guess we have an option to use the map for once. So I wanted to see what's over here. See if there's any sort of secret items here. Okay, so all my tools are essentially with me still, in a way. So that's nice. No, I wanted to do something. Thumbnail is what I wanted to think about. Yes, I don't have a thumbnail at all yet. Okay, so this is whatever this area is. There's 2 paths again. And once again, I didn't get to explore the other half of the area in that other area thing that I saw last time. So that kind of frustrates me a little bit because I only explored half of that part of the map. I didn't explore all of that map at all. Damn, was it even possible to explore the other half first and then go to the other side? Or would it loop back around? Because I never actually got the chance to see if it looped around or not. Oh, I see, we're now in a different part of the area. Okay, I guess. Yeah, we're in a different spot that's kind of whatever here. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, I do want to get 100% achievements, but I don't know if the achievements matters as much for like collectibles or finding things. I did see some of the rates of the there were like ones that had very low rates of achieving on the achievement list, and I was like, oh. Okay, so that leads, we're led here anyways. We gotta go here anyways. Sorry, I kept pulling out my my metal detector now because I'm just getting too used to seeing if there's any sort of like metallic something. Ooh, this is a I need this as a screenshot kind of thing, and I need this as a how do I raise this up again? E and Q. E. Oh, this is that ocean that they were talking about. Okay, yeah, let me do it like this. Okay. So this is the ocean that they were talking about when they first landed, they said. Yeah, because they talked about how, oh jeez. Down, down, down. And then this will be my thumbnail for this episode, of course. Sure, why not? Okay. Let's check this place out, I guess. Yeah, this is the ocean they talked about at the beginning of the game. And I believe there was a little tiny island down here or something like that around this area. I was wondering if we would ever come down to this area because of how it looked. Oh, this is much more clear. Does the photo mode change it up right here? No, it's gonna be too far off though. Yeah, because it might get cut off by... Yeah, it would be too cut off almost. Yeah, I'll keep this picture version instead of the one with the bottom out.
Damn, you were right, Cobble. It's beautiful here.
Definitely is. It almost looks like there's like this like water that gets sucked up by this other planet, like the other planet with the ring. It's like looking like it's absorbing the water into its orbit. But I mean, it's probably more of an optical illusion almost. I am wondering if there is collectibles out here, though. It just makes me wonder so much. Oh, right. Let's look at comic books. I totally forgot about that a little bit. Yasna talks to Novik about the future of cybernetics. She sees opportunities for development and prosperity in autonomous systems. According to her, robots will eventually become equal to humans. Okay. Yasna doesn't find Dr. Gorsky in his last known position to continue the search. She enters in an area with limited radio coverage. Okay, so then we're all the way back up to the top here, I'm guessing. Yep. Okay. Oh, there's more to this. Crew members takes a commemorative photo with a living aquatic organism. Force researchers discover mysterious and unnatural structures made of metal alloys. Unfortunately, the dragonfly suddenly loses contact with them. Before the radio contact disruption, the Commonwealth probe detected nothing strange except an unusual heavy EM field, electromagnetic field. Astrogator Novik decides to send Dr. Yasna to the planet's surface in order to find the crew. Okay, so that's where we are. So we're still kind of like, we don't know what bridges the gap between this landing to being lost. So that is still up there and stuff. I actually like this comic book rewind, like this comic book to tell you like what you've been through, because it's such a neat way to kind of retell your experience, so that if you ever say, oh, I'm missing this one page on like a guide or something, like an achievement guide, that would totally be useful too, to say, hey, I missed this thing because I didn't go this way, or I didn't take this one path or whatever. This place is definitely beautiful. Oh wow, there's a lot of craters here too.
I have an object in sight.
Object? Where? I don't see an object. I don't see an object. What? Unless you're saying something else, but I have no object in sight. I have no clue what you're bringing up, lady. Alright, let me get 2 more photos, though. This is a really cool shot. It's like a bunch of teeth grabbing onto a planet kind of thing. And then I want to do the sort of craters here. There we go. Cool. Sorry, I'm distracted by all this. What object did you find? I'm so confused. I really like the scanner a lot. The scanner reminds me of a little game called Scanner Sombra, which is like a game where it uses like, I think it uses sound, or like a heat map almost thing, almost like a heat map to let you see the level. You can't see anything besides pitch darkness unless you throw your light stick or something. It's a horror game, which maybe I should probably play that as a game in the future, but we'll see, because I think it was a really tough game to go through because it's so difficult to see everything. But I acknowledge how cool it was when I first saw it, but unfortunately it wasn't well designed enough to a point, I think, from what I remember playing a little bit of. It was a little bit hard to navigate in that space, so yeah, maybe one day, we'll see. It's a much more tougher game to go through, I think. What is the object you found? I don't get it. Telling me you found this object, but I'm like, I'm not seeing it. I'm looking at the metal detector and I see nothing. Nothing down here. I'm getting distracted by this audio that she brought up at first about finding an object. And I'm like, I don't see any objects, man. Looking around, looking around. Let me see. Yeah, I wish the map would tell you like if there's an object or something, but I don't think it would tell me much. So this is the spot that would be explored, and we would have seen it in our map journal because we wrote it all out anyways. So that's hilarious. Nothing. What is that? Oh, there's a flag. And a line? Oh, that's the object.
This is where they searched the ocean's biocenosis.
Meaning... oh, where they caught that fish, right?
Mm.
Yeah. They stopped here first, then walked along the coastline northward.
Correct. But I think you might consider taking a shortcut towards the east, straight to the camp.
Just need to find the right route.
So you're saying you want me to go through that way instead? Yeah, I don't think they'll let me climb down with this rope, no. Yeah. This is telling me to just go the long way, or the quote-unquote short way, to catch around them. Or catch up closer to them. I guess. I mean, that's fine, I guess. It's not much of a big problem. My assumption is that the guy was out here. The guy who said he wanted to take a smoke was out here first.
They stopped for a break.
How do you know? Are there any signs of the crew?
I found a cigarette butt and a pack.
Yeah, so I was right.
Someone was smoking here.
So, they didn't give a damn about the regulations.
Disrupting the ecosystem.
No, that's not the point. I understand you want to minimize the effects of our interference here, Doctor, but the mission's safety is at stake. I don't think I have to explain to you the dangers of igniting a dusty atmosphere. Preserving the integrity of Regis III's already extinct ecosystem is not a priority in this scenario. Negligible, actually.
Security procedures exist for humans. The rule of integrity is for the sake of everything alien to us. We shouldn't place one above the other.
What are you saying, Yasna? The mission and the safety of our people have...
Excuse my interruption, sir. Can you please confirm that I'm on the correct route?
Yes, I confirm.
Okay.
This rate will reach the camp within an hour. So, continuing, always.
Always? Are we really that self-righteous?
Of course, Doctor. We must be the most important to ourselves. And they must be the most important to themselves, whoever they will be. In the end, the strongest will survive. Isn't that how evolution works?
Sure.
Not in a biological sense, Astrogator. Besides, I'm not convinced if we should interfere with everything alien to us just because we can.
Doctor, interference is at the heart of human nature. Man would still be a monkey if he'd only looked at trees instead of cutting them down.
Yes, we have a nasty nature. I can't argue with that.
I mean, that is technically nature, as usual. Alrighty. Oh, right, I wanted to talk about the choice I made about the dialogue discussion about how robots are never gonna have its own rights. Yeah, I wanted to say that. I forgot about that almost. Alright, we got 3 minutes, I guess. I can do this in 3 minutes or whatever minutes are left. Yeah, so I wanted to go back to that conversation we had earlier in this episode about how having robots having rights. I'd say that robots could have rights. I'm not denying that they couldn't. Interesting. I mean, they look like they're both in the same direction. I don't know why they always do this. Why make me go through different directions, or allow me to have different directions, yet saying, like, is this dead end? No, it's not. I thought it's blocking me because I kept walking. I walked into, like, a sort of, like, elevated spot there for a second. But no, robots having rights can be a thing. I don't deny that people will probably want that because, you know, some people might start having empathy. Like, there are empathetic people out there. That is true. There are people who will even make material objects be empathetic. Like, they will be empathetic to a material object like their backpack or their notebook or their diary or their toy or something. Like, there's empathy that people will have emotionally tied to an object, and that can most likely apply to robots, obviously. Where does this lead? Nowhere. Okay. How? I'm thinking both paths leads to the same place. I really hate this so much. Come on, game. Are we gonna lead the same path, or are you not gonna connect to the same path? That's the question here.
Found a convenient passage.
Excellent. Please speed ahead. You still have a long way to go.
Well then, you should save your breath, Astrogator.
But yeah, otherwise, like, that's why we would see robots having their rights, kind of thing. There's a puddle of water. Can I swim? I bet the dialogue would have been different if we went through this way instead. Can I climb back up here? Ooh, okay. Yeah, it's still the same pathway anyways. It's just a little different because there might be something up there. I'm willing to go back up there just because I want to see what the hell that's over there, maybe. You know what? Yeah, we're about to end the episode anyways, so might as well. Yeah, robots do have rights, and robots will have rights because of what people think or what people want to have empathetically with the robot or machine, that is. But I'd say majority of people won't have empathy because not everyone's trained on empathetical value in their like. I think like I might be wrong on this, but there are people who say, oh, there's IQ, you know, there's intellectual quality or intellectual. I think it's quality or quota. I don't know exactly what the IQ acronym in full stands for, with the Q being the anomaly in my head. But you know, people have a thing called EQ, which is the emotional quality or emotional quantity. I think that's what it is: quantity, quality, quantity. So each person will be a very different person with the emotional value being higher or lower. And so my point is that when robots get rights, it's because people want to give them rights because they feel like there's a bit of human to them. But otherwise, if there isn't enough people supporting that, then obviously they won't ever get rights. They're just a tech. Like, you don't see people going to the government and saying, computers deserve rights. The computer deserves to have equal rights to human being. But in reality, it doesn't. Even if you create, let's say, an artificial intelligence that everyone's so popularly coming back around to saying, and they're gonna say that they're gonna be above us and stuff, which I personally, this is a personal opinion, not a logical conclusion, but a personal opinion about artificial intelligence. I don't think they'll ever get rights or even think higher than a human. They can think like human, maybe. Like is the best word to say it. But they won't ever become one because of the fact of one value that I brought up, which is EQ. Anything that doesn't have EQ, emotional quality or quantity, there's no point in it ever being necessarily needing a right, unless you want to create a rights just for your sake of your emotional value being fulfilled or your emotional ties to be fulfilled. Okay, so I guess I just went around there wasting my time there. Yeah, it looks like there was like a tiny little like offshoot for some reason. I don't know why there's an offshoot there. Okay, I didn't see any of that spot there for some reason. Like, the thing is all rocks and rocks. But otherwise, I think that, yeah, like, if we want to go there, in terms of, like, robots having rights, I just think that they won't get rights regardless, because they're not thinking for themselves. They're thinking for just others. They're technically just a pure service to whoever made them. Unless you program them to do something that makes them...
What is this?
Oh, this is...
Astrogator, I found a peculiar inorganic structure. It looks like some spiky metal growths.
Artificial plants? Is spontaneous growth possible with this type of structure?
I've never seen anything like this. I wish I had time to run some tests.
When the situation is stabilized, we will take samples. I promise.
Before I do want to get the photo for this. Like, the site itself already looks kind of cool. It's like some very weird looking palm trees. Actually, thinking about it, it does look like palm trees a little bit. Okay. But yeah, otherwise I just leaving it off at the end here with this end of the episode soon here. I think, yeah, we won't ever see rights for robots, but we will definitely incorporate them to something that will become enhancements to human beings, you know, like computers do. Like, we're gonna, instead of having a typewriter do like the tick, 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 ching, tick, 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 ching, like doing all that typewriter stuff, it's now just tick, 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 and then hitting a printer.
I feel nauseous.
Whatever.
Suddenly.
Oh no.
That's not it. I feel darkness.
What?
Hang on.
Oh. What? Oh, I was like, where? Where we're going? And this is gonna go back to our situation later, I guess. Oh! Well, we'll be fine. We'll just need to wake up later. Continue your search for Gorsky. Oh! How far did we go? That's the question. But it looks like we went hours and hours in. Alright, cool. that will be where I will end it for now. Yasna recalls that she saw similar metal bushes before at the very beginning of the mission, just before the accident and her memory loss. Is there anything more on top? Oh, there's one more. Right here. While looking for companions, Yasna comes across metal bushes, then she's suddenly paralyzed by a terrible headache. Dazed, she stumbles and falls off a cliff. Well, it wasn't really a deep... It wasn't a deep fall. It was just a slight fall, I guess. She'll just need some break. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, or no video minds, and hope you guys have a great, amazing day. Good night to everyone for watching this. Yeah, as I said, I don't think robots will have the rights, but robots will be an extension of human beings. Because we're always going to have some weird-ass thing to do with it, and, you know, tech will change and help human grow. But at the same time, as science will prove it, doing that, doing an overextension of reliance for technology will become our detriment too. Because I think that there is a case where you need to find the right strike of balance, and if you're overdoing something with the technology, you could potentially lose yourself, essentially. As there's many reports, obviously, to a lot of these things, where something like a devaluing in your skills, or a devaluing in your knowledge or capabilities as a human being will start plummeting because you keep using that thing to just keep on doing it. So learning to discipline yourself to balance it out would be appropriate, but obviously that's gonna be the biggest challenge, I think, is for people to either learn to say no, not for me, and for those to know how much they can take and do without having to overload themselves, because humans have a limit, you know, and robots don't, or they don't in terms of like just the idea of using it, but they have a limitation based on hardware, which is always going to be the case, and that's why us as humans have to learn to build optimization and limit those resources and use the lowest amounts of resources. That's why we challenge ourselves as human beings, is we have limit. When we have limit, we creatively or logically try to challenge ourselves to use as much or as little limits or as little resources as we can to make that thing better. And that's why, you know, we got better technology for memories, like hard drives and stuff like that, like SSDs. Like memory is now from a big machine-looking device to like this little tiny chip of SSDs or SIM cards or whatever. Not SIM cards, like just SD cards. So that's like the power of technology, of being able to figure out limitations and turning it into something more convenient for all of us. But as we lose more of that, because more people don't want to look for it, it just becomes kind of a very terrible thing for everyone, honestly. But anyways, that's a dialogue conversation for something further out in the future, maybe, to talk about. And I think the Invincible is great at making me want to talk about tech and how humans uses it. But one more episode for me in this session for today, and I will do that after this, after a little break for myself. And yeah, thank you guys for watching anyways. Sorry for the weird tangent of conversation there, because I had nothing to talk about. It's just, the story is just kind of taking its toll on how slow it's going, but we're making progress at the very least. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one on our video minds, and hope you guys have a great, amazing day. Good night to everyone watching this. Roz out.